my brother, and you know that I've been very restrained from the beginning of this meeting. I've not made any intervention because I wanted to make a saving. Uh, uh, Mr. President, you are aware that there has been a lot of campaign against Uganda. Allow me to address this House to two critical issues of importance to this country. First of all, I would like to bring to the attention of the committee the horrendous massacre that took place in my country on Friday night last week on the 16th of June. The horrific attack by suspected ADF terrorists, a branch of ISIS, took place in the border town of Mpondwe in Kasese district in the western Uganda, bordering the DRC Congo, killing 42 innocent students of a secondary school. Uganda calls upon the world community and OACP EU Assembly to condemn this atrocious act and killing innocent civilians by terrorists. The second issue, Mr. President, I would like to address this committee on is on the issue of homosexuality bill that was passed in April by the Parliament of Uganda and assented to by His Excellency the President in May this year. The passing of this bill has caused a lot of excitement across the world. Mr. President, sir, the law against homosexuality was first introduced in Uganda's status books by the British colonial government to protect unsuspecting Ugandan youth from being initiated into the act by foreigners. Mr. President, sir, and honorable members, the fact of the matter is that the new law was conceived to criminalize the promotion of and commercialization of homosexuality, mainly targeting innocent children in schools and vulnerable persons in our society, including physically disabled and mentally impaired persons. The practice had become rampant with reported promises for scholarship for children who adopted the practice. Several cases of children with injuries in their anuses and infected with HIV as a result were reported across the country. Other targets were the unemployed youth with promises for jobs and visas among other initiatives. This necessitated the enactment of this law to protect these vulnerable persons in our society. No country will condemn pedophiles in its country. No country will condemn the advantage that people are taking upon our vulnerable children. Mr. President, sir, the law criminalizes only violent homosexual acts and activity among especially children and vulnerable persons. The law provides for rehabilitation of all those who have been declared homosexual but are willing to come out of it willingly. We want to emphasize here that the law does not target those who are born homosexual, but those who have been initiated into the act as explained above. Parliament of Uganda, during the consultation with experts on this matter, have established the following. First, that homosexuality is not genetically determined. No scientist has proved this. Second, it is a form of mental state. It has been confirmed, and it needs rehabilitation for the victims. Third, it has never been a way of life in our society in Uganda and strange to our culture and tradition. Fourth, it is against the teaching of religion and our practices. And you all know all leaders in Uganda, from the president to the lowest level, have to swear by the Bible and the Quran before they take any office. Mr. President, it is a practice in Uganda now targeting vulnerable children and the disabled. After the enactment of this act, there have been a lot of misinformation about law that Parliament of Uganda has passed. We would wish to clarify, therefore, that this law does not criminalize persons who simply dress or appear to look like homosexuals. In addition, the law imposes the death penalty for aggravated offenses. I want to repeat, aggravated sexual offenses for both homosexual and heterosexuals, not for homosexual only. Aggravated sexual offense against homosexual and heterosexuals. Mr. President, take note of this. The law upholds the value of culture of Uganda as enshrined in our constitution and therefore geared towards establishing the family life and promotion of human dignity with upright morals. Finally, Uganda delegation therefore implores fellow OACP and EU members to understand the reason behind this law and to support this move and promote the same in their countries. We join this partnership not to lose our sovereignty. I repeat, we join this partnership not to lose our sovereignty. We strongly implore this assembly not to allow the issue of polygamy and the issue of homosexuality to become a precondition for trade agreements and a basis for sanctions. Uganda strongly condemns resolution passed by the EU Parliament on the 20th of April this year, threatening sanctions against Uganda for protecting its children, its vulnerable children, protecting our children from injuries on their anuses, for protecting our children from being taken advantage of. Uganda is being threatened to undergo sanctions by the EU partner. You, the ACP EU group, we implore you to stand by Uganda. This is a vice which will start with Uganda but will end by you. We must stand up and prove we are a sovereign country. We are not going to be allowed to be dictated to when we are protecting our vulnerable children. Uganda therefore pledges to remain steadfast in its commitment to uphold, promote, and protect the human rights of its national and other individuals living in the country. This is in accordance with our constitution. I beg to submit, Mr. President.